Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with mail day number 25. I like to keep these things short. Today's a little bitty mail day. It's got one huge Jordan card at the end, which I think you guys are going to love. I picked up two cards as pure investments and then one big Jordan, I don't want to call it a grail card, but five-figure card that I'm going to keep in my collection for the very, very lengthy future. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned to the end so you can check out this monster that I picked up that I was happy to set a new record purchase price for. So always fun when you're setting the wrong records, buying the card for more than it's ever sold for. So here's what we got. Card number one on our list is truly an investment card, and this is what happens when you can't stay focused and you've got, you know, adult ADD. And so I decided to make a move on this card. I felt like the time was right. I like buying the dip. You're looking at the Damian Lillard 2012 Prism Silver rookie card in a BGS 9.5 minimum gem slab. Really good looking card. I like the quality of the card. I like the minimum gem grade. You guys know that from BGS. I feel like those are usually super undervalued and there's room to grow there. Just everything about this card looks good. The centering even looks good, which is always your primary concern with the 2012 Prism product. This card's a pop, I've got it pulled up. It's a pop 88, as you can see here on your screen. Here's the graph showing you what this card's done over the last year. It is half price, basically, a little bit less than half price. It's down 53.29% over the last 9 sales since October of 2021. So picking it up here for $17.40 at the end of this rope right here, I'm happy to do it. I think it's a solid investment. I think over time, Damian Lillard's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know, he's a top 20 point guard of all time, probably, if I had to guess without doing any quick calculations in my head. He's pushing towards the greatest Portland Trailblazer that ever lived. I guess Bill Walton and Clyde Drexler would have something to say about that. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody else. It's not like Portland is a real storied franchise. Walton brought them the title, of course, before injuries derailed his career. But I like this card. I like the move. You know, I think $17.40 was a great price point. I would not have bought it at $2,000. I would not have bought it at $2,300, but $17.40 is damn low. You know, considering where, you know, hell, I mean, if we go look at his base PSA 10, you know, that card got up to $1,200 for God's sakes. You know, that card's down about the same. Base is down because of the higher pop, but the BGS 9.5 silver is only a pop 88, and then for PSA 10, there's only 36. So you're looking at about 120, something like that, 117. 114, whatever, I didn't, you know, something like that. So not a high pop card, and it's one of his better cards. 2012 is a tough year for rookies. He's got a National Treasure sticker, RPA, but this is one of his bigger cards. Obviously, the gold and the green would probably be bigger cards than the silver, but there's slim pickings in the year 2012 for rookies like Damian Lillard. So happy to pick that one up. Let me know what you guys think about that pickup in the comments. Again, purely an investment move. He just signed a massive extension, making him the highest paid player in the history of the NBA at over $60 million a year. There is some confusion about when he can be traded if they do decide to move on from him. It's either next summer or it's January. I can't remember. I'm not an expert on NBA contract laws and rules and all that crap, but it doesn't, you know, if this thing crashes and burns with him and Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant and Nurkic, which it likely will, I think that there's a decent chance that somebody swoops in, eats his salary for a couple years and makes a run at a title and forms a super team. So if that happens, obviously we know what happens to cards when super teams are formed. So be on the lookout for that. I figured there's only good and very little downside left on this card. The next card, another pure investment play. I picked this one up. It's a 3-color True National Treasures RPA. Don't laugh, don't laugh. I know it's in a CSG holder. You guys know I'm not a huge CSG fan. I'm either PSA or BGS. I don't even collect SGC cards. I picked this card up. It is in my PWCC vault right now, which is why you're looking at it on the screen. The plan is to have this card shipped to my house, crack it, and then resubmit it either to PSA or BGS. I want to get your thoughts, and you guys let me know, is this a BGS or is this a PSA play? Let me know what you guys think. The centering is spot on. It's fantastic for a National Treasures True RPA. These are real thick cards, huge thick card stocks. So the issue on these is always going to be your edges and your corners. Both of those got a 9 from CSG for whatever that's worth. I don't know much about CSG grading, but if this thing can kind of transition into a PSA 8 worst case, PSA 9 best case, I feel like there's some immediate margin there. And so this was, purely an investment move. I've got DeAndre Ayton's National Treasures True RPA pulled up on Card Ladder in the sales history section. Here's mine. I bought it for $1,050. The last 8 sold for $930, so about $120 less. And this is CSG. And then a CSG 8.5 sold for about $900. If we get back to the first true graded one, we get here to a PSA 8, which sold for $1,200. So the way I look at it is, worst case scenario, I have the card shipped to myself. First of all, I like DeAndre Ayton as a play. I think he's going to get traded, and or the Suns are going to be really damn good. Either way, he's super young. His offensive game is developing, and it is improving. People hate collecting big men. I'm not intending to collect him long term. I'm just intending to try to make $500 to $1,000 at some point on this card. I think it's possible. I think it's feasible. But if the PSA 8's worth $1,222, approximately, maybe a little bit less, I don't know. The 9.5 sold for $1,775 about 2 months ago. That gives me a little bit of wiggle room. If I get this card back, crack it, ship it to PSA, pay $150, get it graded relatively quickly, and get it back in a PSA holder with hopefully a 10 auto. If it comes back a PSA 910, I think it's a really big win. If it comes back an 810, I think I'm still doing fine. And now I have the card in a PSA holder, which is kind of, the brand that I like to collect. I'm not an expert on autographs. I don't know if that sort of streaking is going to affect the autograph grade. Maybe it will. I just don't know. I mean, it's not a perfect blue ink, so maybe that will be an issue. I don't really know much about autograph grading. I know 10 is good and 9 is not, but if somebody knows something about that, let me know in the comments what you think about that. But another just pure investment play right there on that DeAndre Ayton, which I intend to have shipped to my house and crack and sub to PSA. And then next, the last card on the list here, let me fast forward here, is our Intimidation Nation BGS 9.5. I am absolutely thrilled to pick this up. I was the proud owner of a PSA 8 copy of this card. I'm sort of making a slow play towards collecting this Intimidation Nation set in as high a grade as I can. I've got the Shaq PSA 10. I've got Sean Kemp. I think I've got a couple of others, and then I've got a couple of others that are on their way to PSA. So I'm trying to sort of put this set together. That's the set collector in me coming out, but first and foremost, I am a Michael Jordan card collector, and so upgrading from a PSA 8 to this BGS 9.5 seemed like the right thing to do. I've got it pulled up on Card Ladder. It's a pop 11 in 9.5. It is a pop 11 in PSA 10. So that's 22 combined gems in the world. The last PSA, look, it sold for 48 grand and then 22 grand. So this was a reach, obviously. But another PSA 10 sold here in June of 2021, so about a year ago, for $22,000. I felt good picking up this BGS 9.5 at $10,200. This is the last 2 years of sales on this card, just mine a few days ago. That's it. So I did not have a lot to go on. The the Card Ladder predicted value wasn't super helpful because it had been so dang long since the card sold. Really, all I went with was, if a PSA 10 is worth 22, I'm willing to pay about half of that for a BGS 9.5 copy. It's the same pop. It's gem mint. I collect BGS or PSA. So I picked it up for a little bit less than half. So I was happy with the price. Again, it's always a little bit awkward when you set records. And this is far and away the most it's ever been paid for a BGS 9.5 copy. But that is because, this card hasn't sold in forever, right? It hadn't sold since 2017. So picking the card up for $10,000 is a leap of faith when the last one sold for $1,750. Again, a lot has changed in this hobby in the last half decade, so there's more to the story. But we've got the pops pulled up here. It's just a really rare card with really tough pack odds. There's only 61 that have ever been graded with PSA. There's 11 10s, like we said. about a 20% gem rate. And then for Beckett, you know, I've got it pulled up. There's been 81 graded by Beckett and only about 1 in every 8. So about 12.5%. You like that, Cajun math? You know, about 1 in 12, 1 in 8, you know, about maybe a 12% grade gem there. So again, I like the move. I'm happy with it. This is a super long-term hold that will sit very nicely in my collection. And then the beauty of this, just to finish the story off, the beauty of this is that right when I picked up the 9.5 that same night, I think I mentioned it on Instagram or somewhere I mentioned it. I can't remember that I had a PSA 8 and that is now for sale because that was my lower grade of the cards. And so I immediately on Instagram sold the PSA 8 copy to a good friend of mine who has come to become a very good collector friend of mine, Al. So he, you know, and I owed him a favor. So I sold it to him at a super discount, the PSA 8, which I can probably pull up a PSA 8 on here. No, they don't have PSA 8s, but I sold the PSA 8 to my good friend Al for a few $1,000, and it's almost like getting a rebate. And the beauty of it is Al also has a PWCC vault. So I bought this card that you're looking at, on your screen. I bought my 9.5 copy right here. It was in my vaults the next morning. I sold the PSA 8 Monday morning, and that PSA 8 was in Al's PWCC vault the next morning. So real simple. I bought this card for 10. I got a couple $1,000 back in a rebate. I moved the PSA 8 to somebody else's vault. Didn't have to ship, didn't have to pack, didn't have to check tracking, didn't have to do anything. It was all done in less than 24 hours, start to finish, from the time I bought this card to the time that I sold the PSA 8 and got that money via PayPal. So that's just one of the great things that I like about, you know, PWCC, is it just makes the ease of transactions so seamless, you know. And I was talking about this with some of my, you know, high-end Jordan collector friends the other day. The cons are you don't have the cards in your hand. Yes, I get it. But the pros for me, being a resident of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and collecting the way that I like to collect and the types of cards that I collect, and having the number of transactions in and out that I have, PWCC is the way to go for me. Again, I don't get paid by these guys. I use their product because it is, in my opinion, the best way to build and change and transition and buy and sell and share collections. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I'm sure somebody's going to have a problem with that, but I think they're the best vault right now and the best way to transact business seamlessly. So anyway, thank you guys for watching Mail Day number 25. Let me know what you think about all 3 of those cards. You know, the Jordan Intimidation Nation, the Silver Lillard move, and then the DeAndre Ayton move. Like I said, 2 of them are pure investments, and then the Jordan card, you know, I paid what I thought it was worth, and I was happy to pick it up for that price. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, so it'll be nice to sit there and look at and add to my other Jordan gems in my collection, and grow roots in my PWCC vault. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.